And welcome back to a new video. Today's video will be covering the Game 2 of the second slate of games for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now, today's games we'll be covering is the Colorado-Seattle game, the Winnipeg Golden Knights game, the Devils and the Rangers game, and of course, the Toronto and Tampa Bay game. Now, like always, if you like this video, please leave a like and smash that subscribe button for more hockey content just like this. Now, starting off with the first game of the day, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this game was pretty terrible, in my opinion, for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They didn't really have any momentum going for themselves. They're obviously without Hedman and Eric Trinak, which obviously left Vasilevsky out to dry. And I think that's really bad, in my opinion. They really need to tighten up on their defense, and I think the contributions on the forwards, they need to back check harder. And they just really looked out of sorts this whole entire game. Their passes weren't that crisp. They weren't ready to start off. Great goal by Ian Cole, though. I really liked Ian Cole this playoffs. I think he's been the best Tampa Bay Lightning this entire series for them. Maybe him or Braden Point. And I think if you mix up the lines a bit more, maybe get a guy like Anthony Cirelli with Braden Point instead of Kucherov, I think that would create a spark that Tampa Bay would really like. And on the Maple Leafs side of things, they've played amazingly, and credit to them after being blown out 7-3. They bounced back really good. Tavares, Marner, Nylander had a great game. I think Matthews has kind of been invisible in my opinion. I mean, Matthews is always Matthews. And with the next game, we have the New Jersey Devils versus the New York Rangers. And the New York Rangers just completely dominated the Devils this game. The Devils really couldn't get anything going, and the forechecking was very poor this game. You'd think they'd bounce back after having a terrible first game, but it just continued on into the second game. And I really think they needed to find something that works for themselves. I mean, Jack Hughes can't do everything by themselves. You got guys like Dougie Hamilton on the team and Jonas Siegenthaler who have looked terrible this playoffs. Defensively, the Devils have been collapsing. Offensively, the Devils haven't been forechecking as I'd expect them to. Miles Wood isn't getting enough minutes, in my opinion. You need a player that goes in hard and forechecks. You see that on every team. Tampa Bay Lightning, Tanner Giroux, Pat Maroon, Corey Perry. You have to get your star players to forecheck, and you have to forecheck hard, and that's something I'm not seeing. Jacob Trouba barely seems to get hit. Keandre Miller, who's smaller, Ryan Lindgren, they're never getting hit whenever they retrieve pucks, and that's something that playoff hockey needs to have, and that's something that the New Jersey Devils do not have. And also, I do think that they do need a goal change. Vitek Vanacek has not been him this playoffs. He has been terrible, letting in goals that should not go in, and that's just unacceptable in my opinion. New Jersey Devils are a team that's looking to contend, and with this team, they cannot contend. They need a veteran presence, they need better goaltending, and they need a grittiness to their team that they do not have. And the next game we're going to be talking about is the Seattle and Colorado game. And this game and series in general has been a very good series. You got two teams, a defending champion and a team that's first time in the playoffs, and they're both trying to prove themselves. Colorado being that they're capable of going back-to-back and capable of getting past injuries and still being able to win, while Seattle is trying to prove that they aren't just some expansion team, just there just for fun. They're there to win, and they've been proving it so far. They've got a team that is so good. They don't have one superstar. They have a collective group of forwards who are capable of scoring, and defensively they are, well, just to put it straight, they are amazing. They have great fundamental play with guys like Adam Larson being a leader of that group, Vincent Dunn being a leader of that group. And you also got a rookie forward in Matty Beniers, who is just an amazing player in my opinion. You see him score, you see him backcheck, you see him forecheck, you see him lay hits. He's big enough to lay hits, he's big enough to take hits, and he's just a great player in my opinion. Just a great game overall. I could see this game going either way, as right now the score is 2-2 as the time of this recording. And it's just a great game overall, great series, one of the better series in my opinion in the playoffs so far. And the last and final game of today's slate of games that we're going to be talking about is the Winnipeg Jets versus the Vegas Golden Knights. And this series, has been competitive to say the least. Winnipeg has come in as the underdogs and has outperformed expectations, playing extremely well. Connor Hellebuyck has been amazing for the Winnipeg Jets in front of a terrible defensive team. but that is what you sign up for when you have a player guy like Connor Hellebuyck. I could see this team being like the Montreal Canadiens in the COVID season. They have a lot of potential to go deep. They have a lot of veterans. They have a lot of skilled forwards, and they have a lot of shutdown defensemen, which can carry them to the Stanley Cup Finals like the Canadiens did. Now, as of this recording, their game is tied 1-1, and I could see this game going either way. Vegas doesn't have a lot of experience, in my opinion. They still lack goaltending and defense. But other than that, it's been a great game so far. And that's it for today's video. Like always, if you like this video, please leave a like and smash that subscribe button for more hockey content just like this.